Let's be honest, you may have tried to plan your budget in the past, but every time after the month ends, the numbers didn't meet your expectation. You might have started with a tidy $2,000 monthly budget in mind until a $200 electric toothbrush found its way into your cart. You think, no big deal, just a one-time splurge, next month I'll get back on track. But then, surprise, the following month, there's another $150 to $300 expense. This time, it's that irresistible 50% off sale at Banana Republic. And suddenly, you need a couple of jackets. And just like that one-time expense trend continues. This isn't uncommon. I've been there, stuck in the same frustrating loop, but don't worry. In this video, I'll talk about how I figured to stay out of this circle and keep my budget simple. But before we dive in though, take a second to hit the subscribe button. It's 100% free and might just help you get your finances in better shape. Plus, who doesn't love free tips that make your life easier? Now, let's just get started. Step number 1, know your income. This might sound obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people don't know their exact income, especially if you've got a side hustle or two. Listing your income is step 1 because it gives you a clear picture of your financial capacity. Plus, it helps you figure out how much you can spend on essentials, fun stuff, and savings. Let's say you make $60,000 per year. You'd think that's $5,000 per month, and a bi-weekly paycheck would be $2,500. But no, your bi-weekly paycheck would actually be $2,307 because there are 26 pay periods in a year, not 24. Personally, I would prefer saving monthly paychecks if I get the option. Why? They are predictable, they fit better with monthly expenses, and they make automating your budget way easier. But whatever your situation is, start by nailing down your actual income. Download an app like Money Manager, enter your income whenever you receive your paycheck. From here, we'll move on to the next step. Step number 2, pay yourself first. This step is a game changer for staying on track with your future goals. Once you figure out your income, take 20% off of it and pay yourself first. Now, this isn't for splurging on vacations or that shopping spree. It's for your future savings and investments. Here's how it works. If you make $3,000 per month, set aside $600 for savings and investments. Very simple. If you've got debt payments, you can use this money to pay it off faster. Less debt means less interest to pay in the long run. And once you're debt-free and you have set aside an emergency fund, you can invest all your savings. If you're in the US, you can put it into a Roth IRA or 401k. And if you're in Canada, you have options like TFSA, RRSP, or FHSA as your best friends. These investment accounts not only help your money grow, but also protect you from inflation and save tons of thousands in taxes in the long run. Honestly, it's the easiest and smartest way to build financial stability, and it feels pretty good knowing your future self is taken care of. Step number 3, list out the essential expenses. Alright, let's simplify further. First, focus on your fixed expenses, the stuff you have to pay every month, no matter what. This includes things like rent or mortgage, electricity, Wi-Fi, phone bills, car insurance, and similar costs. These bills don't change much, so they're easy to plan for. Sure, utilities like electricity bill and water might fluctuate a little bit, but if you know your usual usage, you can keep those pretty consistent too. I live in a rented house and honestly, it's great. My rent covers most of the basics and I don't have to deal with massive mortgage weighing me down. If you're like me and still planning for big future goals, renting can be a lifesaver. It keeps things flexible and manageable. Once I've got these fixed expenses listed, I automate them so I don't even have to think about it. It's easy. Now you might have noticed I didn't mention groceries or gas. That's because they are variable expenses. One month groceries might cost $200 and next it's $400. They're still essential but less predictable. These come second on my priority list because I can adjust them if my budget gets tight. Overall, I like to keep all my essential expenses fixed and variable under 50% of my income. If they creep over that, it's a red flag, which means I'm living beyond my means. In that case, I start trimming things down until I'm back under the limit. It's not always fun, but it works. Step number 4, save for your wants. Now this is for the fun part, the one that lets you enjoy life without breaking your finances. I set aside 20% of my income for my wants. This is guilt-free money. If I want to buy a PS5 and I've already saved for it, I don't even have to overthink it. I can just buy it. This category covers everything fun: dining out, hanging out with friends, trips, and hobbies. And here's the best part. If there's a month where I don't spend much, for example, winter hibernation, I would let that money roll over. Then when something big comes up, like a vacation or a time to upgrade my gadgets or some other fancy stuff, for those I would already have a nice stash waiting for me, no guilt, no stress. Now you might be thinking, wait, that's only 90% of the budget. What about the other 10%? So here's the thing. If you have made it this far, it means you're enjoying the video so far. So why don't you go ahead and hit the like button? It's free and it helps me reach to more people. And stick around and I'll tell you exactly where that last 10% goes. Now here's what I do with the remaining 10% of my income. It's my unallocated buffer, which acts as my financial safety net. This is not a strict rule, but it works for me and helps me stay in control of my finances. Now, I already keep an emergency fund with about 6 months worth of expenses, and this 10% either adds to that or gets redirected as needed. For example, some months it might go towards gift, upgrading things that make my life easier, or a little wardrobe refresh. And if I don't have any immediate expenses, it goes into my investments. Easy decision. Here's the real kicker. You don't need to sit down and do this every single month. Budgeting can be boring, and let's face it, nobody likes feeling bad if they don't stick to it perfectly. So here's the hack. Do it once. Figure out your income, expenses, and saving goals, and then automate everything. Link your savings accounts, investment accounts, and fixed payments to your checking account where you get paid, and let the system run itself. After that, all you have to do is track your spending, adjust when things go off course, and keep moving forward. That's exactly what I do, and trust me, it works like a charm. And hey, if you're saving but you don't know where to invest your money, check out my next video where I'll share 15 assets that can help you build wealth, and I'll see you there.